In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Giannis Antetokounmpo's top 10 plays in this year's NBA Finals. So let's get down, let's check out Giannis and of course how great of a player he really is, because he is just amazing. So this first move consists of a quick crossover with a hesitation and a spin move that got drawn a double team, but he was still able to score. So what he was able to do here after this crossover, that crossover makes this defender think that Giannis is going to attack towards that right side. However, what this hesitation does here is it plants that defender's heels down on the ground. That's exactly what you want to do as the offensive player. When you attack a defender, you really want to get their heels on the ground and then attack them. And that is what Giannis does. He's able to attack that right side and he's able to spin off. Now, the smart move here was to spin off because now he's attacking that top foot. However, we have a help side defender coming down, and of course, when Giannis goes up for a shot, we have to be really strong to be able to do this next part, but he gets basically clobbered, and that and one. And then, of course, the basket. Absolutely amazing. Let's get on to the next play. Okay, so here what we have is Giannis playing fantastic defense. We against Devin Booker, nonetheless. Booker then passes that ball out towards the corner. That player could have taken that shot, but the pass was just a bit off, mainly because, of course, Booker was getting slightly pushed out of bounds from Giannis, and Giannis is a super long player. Giannis then stayed with Devin Booker and then ended up blocking that shot. How this was able to happen was he was able to keep a little bit of a distance from Booker, which then gave Booker a false sense of security to go up for the shot. Because Giannis has so much larger length or bigger length than Devin Booker, he was able to then recover quickly and block that shot. So of course Giannis in this next play is over on this far side. We're having a wing to corner pass, and that corner is going to then drive towards the basketball net. When this happens, we have Giannis's defender come out and play help defense. This player is coming down to essentially defend Giannis. This then puts this player into a precarious situation because now he has to defend two players, and you have to really defend against essentially the greater evil. Would you rather have a 30% three-point shooter getting a shot, or would you like a 100% shot from down low? Personally, I would not want this, and I would be essentially trying to get in front and in between Giannis and the net. However, that's not what we have here. We have a defender here who just didn't make the decision fast enough, froze for a second, and then that allowed Giannis to get that offensive rebound. What I would have rather had happen was his ability to get in front, but that's not something that happened. This was actually a very good matchup. We have Devin Booker, who is a fantastic player. However, there's one thing that you have to remember about Giannis, and that's his ability to defend the drive. And what we have here is Devin Booker, who then attacked the rim, tried to put up a floater, but Giannis, because of his length, was able to block that shot. He was able to do this because he was able to run with that defender while still keeping squared up when it comes to his upper body to Devin Booker. And because of that, he was able to make that block. If he just decided to flat out run with Devin Booker could have easily spun off of him for a shot. But because he stayed squared up when it comes to his upper body and let his lower body run with him, he was able to then stick with Devin Booker and block that shot. Now, of course, this is just a simple blocked shot. However, it all comes down to timing. We have somebody who, of course, Giannis here, who is not moving. He has not really got any momentum behind him at all. We have a player here who's cutting down this right side who has all the momentum. And what we have is a quick first step. Look at how long that first step was with Giannis. And then he was able to take a couple of really long steps, and then that last step was super long. This is something that you really want to do if you really want to jump high, and that is to get a super long last step, and then with this last step continue to push. Don't use it to plant down. That's the mistake a lot of players do, is to use that foot to plant down. That stops a lot of your momentum. You want to push down and then out, like if you are running a normal run. You don't want to say, I want to plant and push. No, regular run, and then, of course, a little bit of a push as well. And then what you want to do is, of course, here we're able to see the blocked shot. That blocked shot then turns into a layup or a dunk, a layup on the other side of the court. So here we have Giannis down in the low post. He is, of course, matched up with a mismatch down there. And, of course, we have a player who wraps around this left side trying to pick off that pass. Well, watch Giannis's feet. I really want you to watch this. He drops his right foot as soon as he catches it. That way he can turn and then just go up for a dunk. He doesn't have to dribble it. He just goes bang, caught it, and then, of course, a massive slam. You want to be quick in the low post. You want to limit your dribbles down here to less than 1 or 2. And if you can get 0 dribbles altogether, then you are in an even better situation. Okay, so here we have a quick turnover. We have Giannis over in this corner. Watch how big of strides that he takes going down the court. Look at these long strides. This is exactly what you want to do when you're trying to get down court, whether you're a big man or not. The larger the steps, the better. Now, when he sees an opening for him to block a shot, we have a player who is attacking the rim, and then we have Giannis taking these massive steps, and we see this with LeBron James as well. And when you're a big man or not, the long steps are really going to help you get back on defense. Also, by the way, longer steps is going to be using less power, so that when you get to the point where you're actually going to jump to block the shot, you still have the energy and the power to block that shot. Now, of course, this is fantastic help defense. Giannis was a hedger here. However, what he was able to do is super important. So what we see here is, of course, Giannis needing to recover. However, most players would have went 1-2 with a 2-footed jump to try and block this shot. Giannis, however, went and tried to just use 1 foot, which he was successful for doing so. Why was this successful? Well, this is just, again, the way he normally jumps. Like if you're running, you want to essentially just push slightly up when you're jumping off of 1 foot and really pull that knee up as high as you can on that lead leg. That's able to get him up higher than that block, and that's able to get him able to block that shot. When you're higher than the block or higher than the square on the backboard, you're going to be able to get a lot of block. So of course here now in the second best play, he was able to get this steal. However, I really want you to see how many steps he takes from the 3-point line when he gathers that ball. So he gathers that ball just outside of the 3-point line. Watch this. Gathers it just outside of the 3, goes 1-2, bang. This is something that you really need to work on no matter how old you are. Now, of course, if you're like 10 years old, you're going to need to take a dribble in between. However, if you're over the age of 10, you should be able to take at least 1 dribble and get to the rim from this distance. If you can't, it's time to really practice that. However, if you're a bit older, you should be able to practice this easily. Basically, have a pylon or start this far away. Have somebody with the ball over here. And of course, have coach over here. You could start here. And from there, you can attack that rim, have coach pass you the ball, and then, without taking any dribbles, gather that ball around here, and then attack that rim with 2 steps. Because the fewer amount of steps possible will give you those long strides so that you can jump higher, but also it's less steps, less dribbles for these defenders to catch up on you. Of course, play number 1 is this alley-oop. We all knew this was going to be number 1. However, when it comes to alley-oops, always call for that pass. Always know, let your teammates know this is what you're going to do. And see that right there, the pointer. If you're going to go for the alley-oop, let your teammates know. Make that dunk, and you're going to be amazing. I hope that this video helps you become a better basketball player. If it does, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.